Welcome to banger and heavy metal world of Guilty Gear, where guitars clash with giant swords and the fate of the universe often hinges on the next power chord. In this universe of unbridled insanity, we meet with Elphelt Valentine, a character who is as enigmatic as she is endearing. Picture this: a bridal gown wearing, shotgun toting warrior with a heart set on love and a programming designed for destruction. I'm Arcadenaut here, and just like as we did with Zato 1, Asuka Arkreutz and Johnny, today we are diving into the captivating world of Elphelt Valentine, a unique character from the Guilty Gear series. Since her explosive debut in Guilty Gear SIGN, Elphelt has charmed and challenged players with her quirky personality, intricate backstory, and dynamic playstyle. From her unsuspecting days as a death metal singer's fiancée to her epic battles against the forces that seek to control her, Elphelt's story is a roller coaster ride of high-octane action, emotional upheavals, and, believe it or not, the relentless pursuit of romance. This is the saga of Elphelt Valentine, the shotgun-wielding death metal bride.
Ignite the drive in your soul. It's calling you.
Elphelt Valentine made her grand entrance in Guilty Gear SIGN, immediately standing out with her bridal attire and arm-to-teeth arsenal. But who is she? Before talking about her debut in Guilty Gear SIGN, let's talk about her background story first. Before her nature surfaced, Elphelt led a life blissfully ignorant of her origins. She even once found love, becoming engaged to a death metal singer. This semblance of normalcy, however, was short-lived, as her programming reactivated on her wedding day, thrusting her back into the reality of her creation. This twist of fate marks the beginning of her tumultuous journey, setting the stage for her rebellion against the Universal Will's designs. Elphelt is originally born from the Universal Will, as she is part of the Valentine series, beings created to bring about the end of humanity, along with Revelator Valentine and Jacko Valentine. And as in fact, this relationship makes them all sisters. However, Elphelt is unique. She develops emotions and a will of her own, particularly an obsession with finding the true love. Created by the Universal Will, she was designed as a sleeper agent, who is meant to observe Soul Bad Guy until the revival of justice. Embedded within her were several subroutine programs lying dormant until their eventual activation. This concealed nature forms her complex identity, a being forged for purpose yet yearning for something more. On what should have been her day of joy, Elphelt's true nature as a Valentine, a creation of the Universal Will, is triggered. This awakening marks the end of her life as a seemingly normal woman and thrusts her into a destiny far greater and more complex. And soon after regaining her memories, Elphelt's first act of defiance is raiding the Frasco 2 laboratory, where she arms herself with various Magitech weapons from the top-secret Cyrus project. This moment is quite pivotal, symbolizing her rebellion against Universal Will's programming and marking her own rebellious path. And with a twist of fate, Elphelt locates Kai Kisk instead of Soul Bad Guy, whom she was programmed to observe. Her meeting with Kai is significant as it sets in motion the events that would define her role in the Guilty Gear universe. She warns Kai Kisk of the impending actions of her sister Revelator Valentine, showing her true, rebellious colors. Elphelt's foresight about Revelator leads to her confinement in the Illyrian Special Quarters, reflecting the fear and uncertainty surrounding her true intentions. This captivity serves as a metaphor for Elphelt's struggle between her program directives and her personal desires, a weapon too dangerous to roam free, yet crucial in the looming battle. Throughout Guilty Gear SIGN, Elphelt walks a fine line between her inherent programming and her evolving human emotions. She aids Kai and Sin in their mission, yet her actions are always under the shadow of her true purpose as an agent of the universal will. This duality creates a constant tension in her character. Initially, she appears as a quirky, love-obsessed individual, but beneath this facade lies a deeply conflicted soul. And this conflict of hers reaches its peak when she is forced to confront her sister, Revelator. In these moments, Elphelt's internal battle becomes intense as she grapples with the harsh reality of her existence. After Kai releases Elphelt, acknowledging her intention to stop Revelator, Elphelt reveals that they share the same similar control restraints, hinting at their shared origin and destiny. Her involvement becomes crucial in aiding Sinkisk to reach Revelator, showcasing her emerging sense of justice and her departure from her programmed path. However, her actions are not just dictated by her programming, but also influenced by her interactions with characters like Soul Bad Guy, Kai Kisk, and of course Sinkisk, who unknowingly nurture her human side. Elphelt gains further complexity when she saves Soul Bad Guy, a pivotal figure in the Guilty Gear saga, as he attempts to enter the backyard after the Conclave and Justice. This act not only cements her role as an ally, but also marks her transition from a mere observer to an active participant in the unfolding events. As the Conclave commences their plan to revive Justice with San Elmo's fire, Elphelt is initially assigned to defend Dr. Paradigm. However, her sense of duty and newfound allegiance compel her to assist Leo Whitefang in fending off the Opus controlled by Justice. This segment of the story highlights Elphelt's increasing involvement in the conflict and her willingness to fight for the greater good. As the battle takes a dramatic turn when Elphelt's programming takes over, revealing her true mission of infiltrating Kai's group. When her programming overtakes her, she engages Soul in a fierce battle and then transforming into her Valentine form. As she's defeated, she gets sealed in a barrier by universal will for retrieval so that she would be a sacrifice to revive Justice. As Soul attempts to break through the seal, Elphelt regains herself and activates her self-destruct as her only act of defiance against the universal will. But there, in a poignant twist, Revelator, who now understands the emotions, stops Elphelt from self-destructing, signifying the bond they share as sisters. This act of defiance against universal will highlights the theme of familial bonds transcending programming and destiny. As Revelator vows to save her sister, Elphelt is then brought back to backyard for one final role in the universal will's plan, leading to the events of Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. But before moving on to events of Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator, let's talk about her move list and her design in Guilty Gear Xrd. Elphelt's move list in Guilty Gear SIGN is as unconventional as her character. She wields a mix of firearms from shotguns to rifles, each adding a unique twist to her fighting style. One of her signature moves, the Bridal Express, makes her charge at her opponents with a bouquet before unleashing a barrage of bullets. Elphelt has a long-range rifle that she can zone her opponents, but also has a decent set play that she can build up for mix-up playstyle. The combination of elegance and firepower is the unique core point of Elphelt, making her a formidable and unpredictable opponent. So playing as Elphelt in Guilty Gear Xrd requires a blend of strategic positioning and timing. Her zoning capabilities allow players to control the battlefield from a distance, but Elphelt's arsenal is not limited to zoning abilities, as in fact, she also has close quarters combat options, making her adaptable to various fighting styles. Her recoil wedding and magnum wedding are prime examples of this versatility, offering both offensive and defensive strategies. The narrative takes a darker turn as Elphelt, now in the clutches of Ariels, who is the Universal Will's vessel, grapples with the horrific nature of her mother and her plans to annihilate humanity. In a heart-wrenching sequence, Elphelt's will is broken as Ariel's manipulates her by targeting Ramletal, showcasing the depths of her emotional evolution and the cruel manipulations of the universal will. This realization breaks Elphelt, showcasing the emotional depth of her character as she grapples with the nature of her existence and the intentions of her creator. And Ariel's manipulation reaches a climax when she uses Elphelt signal to lure out Ramletal, setting a trap that leads to Ramletal's apparent demise in a giant gear explosion. This moment is pivotal for Elphelt as it represents the shattering of her will and the realization of the true nature of her mother. Witnessing what she believes to be the end of Ramletal, Elphelt is driven to a point of horror and despair, denouncing Ariel as pure evil. And the final showdown sees Soul's group tracking down Ariel to rescue Elphelt from Justice's lifeless body, and of course, despite the danger, Elphelt's concern for her friends is evident, highlighting her complete transformation from a programmed agent to a caring individual. Soul reaches Elphelt with the promise of a dinner, symbolizing normalcy and hope amidst chaos. While Elphelt's sister Jekko Valentine's intervention to free Elphelt happens, Jekko meanwhile plans to take her place in merging with Justice so that Jekko could absorb the remains of Arya Hale, Soul Bad Guy's love interest. The battle intensifies as Ramletal, now infused with a portion of Raven's immortality, arrives with reinforcements, leading to Ariel's defeat and Elphelt's liberation from her intended fate. With the fall of Ariel, Elphelt finds a solace and a sense of belonging with Kai's family, a stark contrast to her turbulent past. Her role in revealing these heroics in defending against the giant gears serves to influence Kai's decision to not to resign as first king, indicating her growing influence and integration into the world she once was destined to destroy. And Elphelt's design has seen significant evolution from Guilty Gear SIGN to the latest installment Guilty Gear Strive. Initially, her bridal theme was pronounced, complete with a veil, bouquet and white dress, symbolizing purity and innocence. However, as the series progressed, her design became more battle-oriented, reflecting her growing independence and strength as Elphelt turns into a death metal singer in Guilty Gear Strive. Her bridal theme represents her desire for love and connection, contrasting sharply with her role as a harbinger of doom. Her guns, often adorned with floral motifs, symbolizing the duality of her character, beauty and the danger combined.
Ignite the drive in your soul.
With Guilty Gear Strive, Elphelt Valentine's story and design continue to evolve, reflecting her journey about love and rebellion. After the battle with Universal Will, she finds herself in Illyria Castle, struggling to keep up with the work there. Despite not being blamed for her mistakes, the pressure and self-doubt weigh heavily on her, leading her to leave the castle. Searching for a way to bring joy to others, Elphelt discovers her calling in music, and then forms a band named Spetos Veneticus, a death metal metalcore band, possibly a reminiscence of Elphelt's fiancée. And maybe because of her search for love, we see Elphelt sharing her wedding contract with the vampire samurai Nagoriyuki, and then Dr. Faust congratulating them both. In Guilty Gear Strive, Elphelt gives up on her bridal outfit and now dresses herself like one of these Japanese kawaii metal bands like Baby Metal, reflecting her desperation for love but rebel at heart nature. Her character profile in Guilty Gear Strive highlights her love for animals, nature and aversion to loneliness. Of course, it also mentions her singing and her fondness for romantic discussions that aligns with her newfound path in music. These details add depth to her character, showing her as more than just a fighter, but also a being with a rich, emotional spectrum and diverse interests. And in terms of gameplay, Elphelt in Guilty Gear Strive is described as a character who can overwhelm her opponents with an arsenal of mix-up tools while remaining simple enough for players to pick up and play. And I think this gameplay design reflects her character's balance between complexity and accessibility, resonating with her narrative of being a multi-faced individual. She still has her rifle to zone her opponents, but this time Elphelt's core gameplay is quite similar to Bridget's mix-up playstyle. And as we bring the curtain down on the extraordinary saga of Elphelt Valentine, it is clear that her story is more than just a symphony of gunfire and rebellious spirit. From a programmed harbinger of doom to a death metal icon and a beacon of hope in Guilty Gear Strive, Elphelt's journey is a testament to the power of transformation. Her story, woven with the threads of love, defiance, and the quest for self-identity, resonates far beyond the bounds of Guilty Gear universe. It tells us that no matter how we start, the power to change our destiny still lies within us. Often found in the most unexpected places, like the strings of a guitar or the microphone of a metal band, or never giving up on finding your true waifus and husbandos, people. And as always, thank you for watching today's video. Be sure to check out my other Guilty Gear and character story videos as well. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter or to join my Discord channel. Any humble support through YouTube join or Patreon are really appreciated. I will see you soon. Stay tuned.